Welcome to NTN Nightly. I am Janelle Norville. This edition's top stories. The Ministry of Education reports a slight decrease in the overall CSEC performance as it releases CXC results for 2021. Lucia makes another significant donation to the national COVID-19 fight. And government supplies new resources to the Royal St. Lucia Police Force. The results of the 2021 Caribbean Secondary Education Certificate (CSEC) have been released. While there have been improvements in student performance, mathematics and English remain challenging subject areas for students. The Ministry of Education, Sustainable Development, Innovation, Science, Technology and Vocational Training presented the results of the 2021 CXC examinations. St. Lucia participates in 3 of the Caribbean Examination Council's examinations, namely the Caribbean Certificate of Secondary Level Competence (CCSLC), the Caribbean Advanced Proficiency Examination (CAPE), and the Caribbean Secondary Education Certificate Examination (CSEC). Registrar of Examinations Carmelita Matthew explained that there was a slight decrease in the overall CSEC performance as the average declined from 78.1 in 2020 to 76.75 in 2021. 24 subjects obtained a pass rate of over 70%. 19 out of the 31 subject areas recorded an increase in performance, while 12 recorded a reduction in performance. Pass rates for the individual subjects range from 49.54 to 100%, with mathematics having the lowest and theatre arts having the highest pass rate. The Registrar of Examinations noted that mathematics continued to pose a challenge for the candidates sitting the exam.
Students are performing better in English A than in the mathematics. For mathematics, the only time we've gone above 50% is for the 2018 examination, and we have remained in the below 50 for the past 4 years. So we are seeing that for English language we have been over the 70% mark, and in 2019 and 2020 we reached the 80% mark. And we can see a drop again in performance for the 2021 examination period.
English B papers have not been graded as yet, as candidates wrote the exams at a later date due to the passage of the storm. As such, these results will be provided at a later date. The Registrar of Examinations examining the results noted that while females outperformed the males have improved significantly.
For CSEC, we could see that the females have outperformed the males in their pass rates, 45.25 for the females, and for the males, 41.49%. For CAPE, we can see the very same again, but with a greater margin. The females, 67.78, and the male, 37.99. So we could see that in both instances, the females have outperformed the males. But males are showing outstanding performances in 12 subject areas. For CSEC, agricultural science, both double and single awards, they've outperformed the females. In geography, in human and social biology, in industrial technology, all 3 subjects, woods, electrical and mechanical, information technology, integrated science, physical education and sport, technical drawing, and visual arts. So these are the 12 subject areas that students, the male students, have outperformed the females. And that is very commendable.
Some 2,109 candidates sat the Caribbean Secondary Education Certificate Examination (CSEC). Candidates were tested in 31 areas at a total of 21 testing centers, as 3 schools did not sit the examination this year and will be doing so in 2022. Noting the realities of COVID-19 and its impact on the education sector, the Registrar of Examinations, Carmelita Matthew, thanked students for their resilience and commitment to their studies despite the many challenges, resulting in a satisfactory performance. From the Government Information Service, I am Janelle Norvell. The capacity of the state-run EZRA Long Laboratory to respond to COVID-19 has been significantly boosted following a donation by the St. Lucia Electricity Services Limited, Lucilec. Lucilec has contributed more than $160,000 to the EZRA Long Lab. This is the second donation the company has made to aid the lab in testing for COVID-19. More in this report.
The ability to test quickly for COVID-19 is a critical part of the national response to the virus. This is especially so for health officials managing cases in this fourth wave. And that's where the EZRA Long Laboratory at the Owen King EU Hospital comes in. It is tasked with a 24-hour turnaround of test results. Laboratory Director Dr. Wayne Felicien says it is a commitment the lab has been able to meet with the assistance of the St. Lucia Electricity Services Limited, Lucilec.
Lucilec, thankfully, has done a second donation to the EZRA Long Lab and by extension to St. Lucia to assist in the testing of SARS-CoV-2 or COVID-19. And this has gone a long way to us trying to meet our turnaround time of 24 hours in terms of testing. That contribution alone has gone a long way to reducing the spread over this period of time between the months of August and September. The numbers are high. We can't get around that. The positivity rate is high comparatively, but we think it could have been a lot worse if we did not have these extra resources just to facilitate proper testing.
The director is speaking of a more than $160,000 donation of test kits and consumables donated by Lucilec in July. It enabled the lab to deliver COVID-19 results in quick time. Dr. Felicien says testing and providing results quickly are critical steps in managing national COVID-19 infections.
When you look comparatively, when you look at January, February, when we had significant backlogs, and when I say backlogs, we were extending our turnaround to 6 days at sometimes an accumulated samples of almost 1,200, 500. We were able to turn around samples within 24 hours, eliminating backlogs, persons getting their results within a reasonable time frame. And a lot of companies, government services, police, able to make decisions in real time as opposed to having 6-day time lapses and having persons in the community who have been exposed, developing positivity and by extension spreading the virus.
This is the second donation Lucilec has made to increase the testing capacity of the facility. Chief Medical Officer Dr. Sharon Belmar George says Lucilec's donation has really assisted in managing the cases in a very timely manner.
Yeah, Lucilec has been supporting our testing capacity at the EZRA Long Lab, and this isn't the first time. But this second donation of test kits and consumables to the EZRA Long Lab is very significant. And if you look at our management of this fourth wave, where we've noted a vast increase of cases within a shorter period of time, this is the most cases we've managed, our testing capacity per day has gone up to over 500 per day. And the lab has been able to maintain the 24-hour turnaround time. And this is because of the support of Lucilec. So the testing kits and the consumables, they've ensured that we've kept in terms of our stock, and we've been able to facilitate the turnaround time. We have not had a lag in terms of our resources or the accumulation of samples from not being able to test. And this has really assisted us in managing the cases and their contacts in a very timely manner. So we are extremely grateful for that level of collaboration with Lucilec.
Testing is a necessary and expensive part of managing COVID-19 on island. Lucilec Managing Director Trevor Louise says it is for this reason that the company responded quickly to such requests from the EZRA Long Laboratory. The two donations made to improve testing capacity at the lab totals over $250,000. Each COVID-19 test costs approximately $150 US and is provided free of charge at respiratory clinics across the island. From the Government Information Service, Lisa Joseph reporting.
Meanwhile, data over the past weeks indicate that the island is trending towards resolution of the fourth wave of COVID-19 in November. However, Chief Medical Officer Dr. Sharon Belmar-George has warned that the behavior of the public can jeopardize the gains made thus far. The CMO in a statement Monday 18th October expressed concern and disappointment over increased social activity and COVID-19 breaches reported by police over this past weekend. This, Dr. Belmar-George says, will serve to increase transmission and compromise the plans for the safe school reopening and other return to normalcy activities for November 2021.
From July 25th, 2021 to present, we note 6,699 cases at an average of 80 cases per day. 50% of the cases are in the age group from 25 to 49 years. 57% of the cases are female. At present, we have 550 active cases in country. The majority of the cases are from Castries, Grosile, Vieux-Fort, and Babonneau. There are presently 33 COVID-19 patients admitted to the respiratory hospital, and 7 of them are severely ill. The daily infection rate for the past week was 17 per 100,000 per day, which is a 39% decrease from the previous week. We note a steady decline in the rate of transmission at this point, with a present rate of 1.2.
Based on the progress realized, the Ministry of Education is working toward a phased reopening of school with select students.
We continue to ask the public to work with us and exhibit responsible behavior to manage this fourth wave. Let us all take personal responsibility to keep ourselves and our families safe. We continue to have available both the Pfizer and the AstraZeneca vaccine free of charge in country at the various wellness centers. These vaccines have been proven to be safe and effective in protecting persons from developing COVID-19, its severe forms, complications, hospitalizations, and death. Parents are also encouraged to vaccinate their children from 12 years and older. Let us make the educational environment a safe one.
Chief Medical Officer Dr. Sharon Belmar-George. Minister for Housing and Local Government, Honorable Richard Frederick, says government is moving with due haste with plans for land rationalization across the island. Hermadi Mack has the details.
Minister in the Office of the Prime Minister with responsibility for housing and local government, Honorable Richard Frederick, has announced that the government of St. Lucia is seeking to provide individuals living on parish-owned lands in the Dennery South constituency the opportunity to own the property at affordable rates. The announcement was made during a recent swearing-in ceremony of the council. This forms part of the government of St. Lucia's thrust to promote local land ownership.
You have indicated to me that loads of houses in Dennery South are on parish land. Mr. District Rep, where is Lorraine? Lorraine Matthews, are you here? Yes, you're somewhere there. I need you to be in contact with the district rep like yesterday. Let us acquire those lands and let's give title to the people of Dennery who up to now are occupying those parish lands. We are doing it all over. I can promise you, before next year end, I want most of those people to have title at a very, very cheap rate. You see, about 2 weeks ago, we were in Tiroche, and I went to a development there. There are about 14 people with houses, nice houses on the land. And as minister, I urge the government to move in the direction of giving the land to those people for free. It is time St. Lucians get a part of St. Lucia.
Minister for Agriculture, Fisheries, Food Security and Rural Development and Parliamentary Representative of Dennery South, Honorable Alfred Prosper, while addressing the newly sworn-in councillors, highlighted the areas in the constituency that require constituency council's attention.
You are responsible to take care of the needs of the community. You are responsible to help address the issues confronting us in the community, and you know there are many. And with the support of the parliamentary rep, with the support of the government of St. Lucia, we will make it happen. If you walk along the beachfront now, you'd see the mess that this beachfront is in. You go to the fishing port, you'd see the mess that the fishing port is in. You drive up to La Pointe by the fire station, you'd see so many of those booths are just sitting there empty. These are just suggestions I'm making for the Dennery Constituency Council to consider.
9 new councillors were appointed to the Dennery South Constituency Council. Dexter Michael Landers serves as chairperson of the Constituency Council and Ronnie Francis, deputy chairperson. From the Government Information Service, Humadi Mark reporting.
This is NTN Nightly. Please stay with us.
According to a study published in the American Journal of Psychiatry in 2018, compared with the general population, individuals with alcohol dependence and persons who use drugs have a 10 to 14 times greater risk of death by suicide. Alcohol alone was found to be involved in approximately 22% of deaths by suicide. Drug use does not solve problems, it creates them. Suicide is preventable, and one call can save a life. All we need to do is act. Ask if someone is thinking about suicide, let them know you care, help them find assistance or treatment as soon as possible. Call 203 if you or a loved one is having suicidal thoughts. This is a message from the Employee Assistance Program, the Ministry of Public Service.
Welcome back. The government of St. Lucia has purchased and handed over 2 new vehicles to the Royal St. Lucia Police Force. Minister for Home Affairs, Honorable Dr. Virginia Albert Poyet, says the need for resources within the RSLPF forms part of the government's priority list, particularly given the importance of policing to national security.
At this trying time, we know finances are very hard. However, the government puts our security first. We put our people first, and therefore the government has decided to invest in this vehicle, and we expect the St. Lucia Police Force to use it diligently, wisely, and to provide top-level security and service to the people of St. Lucia. I applaud the Commissioner to ensure that his colleagues make maximum use of this big investment at this time, and we look forward to great contribution to our national development as we move forward in tightening and strengthening our security.
The constituency of Grosile, with a population of over 30,000 people, has been allocated one of the vehicles. Honorable Kenson Casimir is the parliamentary representative.
I want to implore the Grosile Police to keep on fighting. We do recognize some of the challenges in terms of the current venue of the Grosile Police Station, and I would like them to know that we have a Prime Minister and a Cabinet of Ministers that is committed to the safety and security of all the residents of Grosile, and as their parliamentary rep, I will continue to fight on their behalf to ensure that they continue to get those materials that they need to continue to be successful in the fight against COVID-19 and the fight against crime.
Commissioner of Police Milton Daisy assured that the new resources would be put to good use as it will help improve the response time of officers to incidents.
As you are aware, in crime fighting, the earlier you could respond, it's the better for us. You stand a better chance of solving any situation or diffuse an existing situation. As I was coming here, I had heads of department calling me whether it is going to them and so on, because you'd realize that we need the resources all over. But let me tell you, in as much as it is too, but it is a lot compared to what we had it to. I could assure you that we will put it into good use and serve the public.
Commissioner of Police Milton Daisy. We now take a look at the weather.
Forecast for St. Lucia valid for the next 24 hours. Weather: partly cloudy to cloudy at times with some scattered showers and a chance of isolated thunderstorms. Seas: slight with waves 2 to 4 feet or 0.6 to 1.2 meters. A tropical wave together with a trough system will continue to cause occasional cloudiness, showers and isolated thunderstorms, mainly over the southern half of the region during the next 24 hours. Another tropical wave located over the central tropical Atlantic is moving westward near 15 miles per hour or 24 kilometers per hour and is expected to affect our region from late Wednesday into Thursday. A third tropical wave located over the eastern tropical Atlantic is also moving westward near 15 miles per hour or 24 kilometers per hour. Tropical cyclone formation is not expected over the tropical Atlantic during the next 5 days.
That brings us to the end of NTN Nightly. Join us next time at 7 p.m. with a repeat at 7 a.m. You can also catch up with us anytime on the St. Lucia Government Facebook page or YouTube channel. I am General Norville.